Well, thanks everybody for being here. It's November. We've had probably close to 3 weeks of workouts, 22 practices. Day 22 is today. We had a good scrimmage over the weekend in Dallas against UCLA. They were picked to win the Pac-12. So we were there over the weekend. Was proud of where we were at this time, how we competed, how we played. And so we're excited about having the opportunity to play one of 4 non-conference games that we have in the non-conference portion of our schedule here at home tomorrow night at 6, not 7. And going to play University of Arkansas at Fort Smith, coached by Coach Lovato, who worked here with us for 2 years. Certainly excited about that opportunity and bringing Jazz back home. Jazz Spears, who played for us for a year from New Albany. So I think our kids are excited about having a chance to play here at home. I know we're going to have a great crowd, even for an exhibition. I'm expecting a great crowd for our team. Proud of where we are right now, going into year 5. And you know, as we say, and I've been trying to tell these young ladies every day, it's time to live it. So we're excited about the opportunity.
Question?
Can the players talk about, out of those first 21 practices, what you guys think have been the most impressive things that you guys have seen that the team do or mature from last season?
I think she wants you to go first.
Okay. Well, over the past practices, we've discovered a lot of team chemistry, just being able to play together. You know, with switching up teams and just getting to play together as a team. You know, and then also as individuals, we've also improved on our skills too. Improved on the knowledge of the game, which is really important. You know, in the game of basketball. So we've been working really hard on that.
I'm getting an assist right now.
What Chinwe said, we've been working hard, been up in everybody improving individually, and as a team we were improving. And during practice, you know, everybody is capable of playing, and everybody has the chance to, you know, start and play. So every day it's a grind. You going hard trying to win your position. Nobody's position is theirs, you know. So you go hard every day just to keep what you got.
Coach, can you give your assessment of what you think has been the most impressive thing that you've seen?
Well, with these two sitting up here today, I'll say this about them: they bring it every day. I can honestly say neither one of them is taking a day off from a standpoint of leading by example. I think both of these two young ladies have done a tremendous job in being an example for our team. And you know, if you don't bring it coming to play against these two every day, they're going to embarrass you. They've really worked hard. Chinwe has, her and Tia both have improved tremendously inside, and that doesn't just happen. And but I think Chinwe's improved because she's had Tiara to go against for 2 years, or going on to her 2nd year. Had Martha before that, and Victoria is she's just a competitive kid. I mean, she loves to play basketball. She just reminds me so much of a great one that I had that helped us win a national championship back in '11, Danielle Adams. She loves the game. She just plays it that way every day. And so it really helps when you have someone like that elevates everybody else around you. And Victoria's tried to take on a leadership role as well, verbally some. So, and that's something we desperately need.
Coach, lots of talk about finishing in the post a lot more this year, and the play's been a little bit better there. Why is that? What do you attribute that to?
Well, we got 6'7" and 6'5" down there for one. I think everybody just assumes that when you got size like that they ought to be able to make a layup. And you know, there's a lot more to it than that. And so I think for us, you know, both those kids, we've got a 3rd-year senior this is just her third year to play, and then we've got a sophomore who had a good freshman year, but still, you know, they're both of them, their best basketball's in front of them. And so I just think everybody's excited about what they can possibly bring to the team. I can tell you this, on Sunday against UCLA, those two were very, very good and really played well. So it was exciting to see. I know our team was excited to see how effective they were.
Vic, what did you kind of learn about your team when you saw them against somebody else like UCLA, a team of that quality?
I think I was pleased with our half-court defense. I was pleased at how hard we played in the press. Our execution in the half-court against the zone, something we have not worked much at all against, and we had to do in the scrimmage basically 35 minutes. And so I was pleased at our recollection, if you will. We even ran some offenses that we hadn't ran since last year. But just I think the competitiveness of our team more than anything. I think we've got a really competitive group. They really embrace the opportunity to play whoever. You know, any and all comers. I just think they have that mentality right now. Whoever it is, we're going to go out and try to play our best basketball.
Chinwe mentioned the chemistry with the talk about leadership and looking for players to maybe be a little bit more vocal. How have you seen the chemistry come together in the first 3 weeks?
Well, I think Victoria, Blair, those two are really have tried to embrace the verbal piece, and I've seen their teammates respond to that. And sometimes that's not always how it happens. It's not always a positive response. And I think this team is trying to mature. I don't think we're there yet, but I think we're trying to mature to the point where we understand that it's not personal and that these things are necessary. I think that that's a piece that we desperately need, and I think my team understands that. And so we'll continue to do that. I think when Chinwe does say something, I think people listen. And I think we have a couple of kids that if they ever did open their mouth, for instance, Jasmine Holmes opened her mouth about a week ago, and she was very unhappy with how things were going, and I think everybody in the room was like, wow. Nobody said anything back. They understood, and that's the way it was. So I think there's an understanding, and again, we're all about trying to win. That's what, at the end of the day, we're just trying to be the best we can be and win.
You mentioned at the top Arkansas Fort Smith being one of the few teams here at the hump in the non-conference. How much do you think that that's going to speed up the maturation process or the chemistry process, or however?
Well, I think when you go on the road, you always are spending a lot of time together. So, you don't have any choice but to develop some chemistry. We better mature in a hurry and better be ready in a hurry, because we're going to play a bunch on the road. And those games are always a little more difficult, a little more, there's a little more opportunity to be uncomfortable. I don't know that this team will be. They seem to, I don't know, I think this team's ready to do this. I think this is right up their alley. I think they'll embrace it, and they're ready to show, what they're made of. And I'll be real disappointed if something different than that happens.
Can the players talk about the challenge that's upcoming, given the number of frequent flyer miles you guys are going to put on your legs or your credit cards or whatever?
Well, he said, what'd you say?
Oh,
Just talk about playing on the road.
Yeah,
most of the time in non-conference.
What kind of challenge is that going to be for this team?
I mean, we're a veteran team, so it shouldn't be hard. The only thing that I won't like is all the flying. So other than that, it should be good.
Just bring a comfortable fellow and make people fun.
Well, I second what Tori said. We have the game. We have the chemistry. We've been there. We've been there. We've experienced it all. So, just go with the grind.
I think the biggest thing for Tori is that there's 100 people that ain't gonna be there. That's her biggest thing she's gonna have to deal with is that she's got a, you know, a whole community that won't be able to watch her in person. They'll be watching on TV, just like the rest of us, but, you know, it's, going on the road presents its challenges, but at the same time, it also, really can enhance, what you're trying to get accomplished in the long run. And, this team, my job to make sure we don't look ahead. My job is to make sure we just look one game at a time. And, you know, we'll have a stretch where we play, you know, we're gonna have to play back-to-back games in Maine, back-to-back games in California, and we're gonna play 3 in a row in Hawaii. And I think if there's ever a team built for something like that, it should be this team. I just think we've got depth, but I also think we've got kids that are in great shape. I think Coach Anthony does a tremendous job with us in our strength and conditioning piece, and I just think you know, this is a team that quite possibly could be built for such a challenge. It's a tremendous challenge. Let's don't minimize what we're fixing to have to do. It's going to be a tremendous challenge for this team, but you know, if any team can do it, I think it's this team.
Coach, chances are you're not going to sneak up on anybody this year, knowing that you're going to get everybody's best shot game in and game out. How do you coach it maybe a little bit different with being the hunted rather than the hunter?
Well, I don't think we're going to approach it any different or coach it any different. I think our kids just have to understand that you can't have an off night in the non-conference against the schedule that we have. In years past, maybe you could, and instead of winning by 60, you'd only win by 30. Well, that won't be the case now. These young ladies have to understand, and I think they do. Every night we're in a position where we could lose a ball game, playing who we're playing and where we're playing them. So I think for them, it's being able to get up for 30 games before we get to the SEC tournament, and 30 games over the course of 4 months, that should not be a problem. They know this, and I've told them this. I can't give them my Newt Rockney speech every night. I can't. If it takes me giving them some pregame speech to get them fired up to play, then we got issues. Certainly, there's certain games that's important, but the bottom line is, with a veteran team, they've got to be able to prepare themselves and get themselves ready to play. And that's what a veteran team does. They're able to do that. And I just think this team is going to be able to handle it. We're certainly going to find out.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, ladies. Thank you.